Hi, welcome to the fourth in the series of demonstration videos on prop weapon making. My name is Nick, and in this episode we're going to be focusing on the pieces we need in order to build out the handle for the Hyperion Gunblade.
Here we have the Gunblade handle, as well as the pieces that we cut in the last episode that we're going to use to build out the details. One of the first things we're going to do is use a Dremel tool. So our top detail piece, we're going to be grinding grooves in it with the Dremel for some of the detail. And once we've cut the grooves, can peel the paper that's attached to it apart, and you can now then check and make sure that you've cut the grooves deep enough. You don't even need them to be halfway through, but you want it deep enough so that after we're done sanding and after we put some paint on there that you can still see the grooves. If they're too shallow, the painting process will hide the detail. So now we're going to cut the other piece that corresponds with the other side, and that's why we did two different printouts. Now we're continuing to work on the handle detail pieces. I'm peeling away the patterns, discarding those from the pieces that we've cut, and we'll be matching up these pieces to begin to get a general idea of what we're going to be doing to shape them. If you look here, we want to match these edges up, and we don't really want this stair step appearance. We want to shape it into a smooth line so that it will curve, it'll create the illusion of it curving around the front of the handle. So you can see, looking here, we want to smooth and shape all of this so that it looks like it's an arc. It looks like it's one solid piece that goes over this. We're going to be shaving this down so that it's rounded, so it's like the top part of the gun. And we're going to do the same here. We're going to shape the sight. We're going to make this smooth and blend it all together, and eventually all the pieces will be joined together like a 3D puzzle.
We're going to be sanding and shaping each of the pieces that we cut in the previous episode. We'll be using sandpaper of finer and finer grain in order to produce a smooth surface.
I'm going to start off with some 60 grit sandpaper on the sanding block. Because I'm going to be shaving off pieces, but I'm not going to use too much of this because this is soft basswood and the 60 grit will just tear this piece apart, and we don't really want that. We mainly just want to use this in the beginning to help establish a straight line. So the main thing right now is just I'm going to begin to sand some of these pieces to start getting this nice and smooth. You can see here I've taken a pair of small clamps and to hold the pieces all in alignment, and you can find that makes it easier to keep everything lined up properly while you're sanding. Sanding here to create the curves. There's no way we can do it all with just this wood, so we're just going to take off the minimum amount, then we'll use wood putty here and finer sandpaper to actually do the curve. One of the other things we need to do is we need to shape the interior here. Then I'm just going to take a pencil and mark the interior line there. You can see that we have an area here marked off. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side, but we'll go ahead and mark this here, down there, and up there. As you can see here, we have most of the curve of this part done, and I'm going to show you a little technique I use to help continue to shape this. Still using the 60 grit sandpaper, and we've got most of the form in there, and then you take it like this with the rough side down, and then just pull back and forth. And this helps to continue to shape the curve. we were going to begin to use 100 grit sandpaper. We've already done the shaping, so this is mainly just to increase the level of smoothness. And it takes time, so you want to take your time doing this. There's no rush. We basically just give this level of attention to all the pieces that we've cut.
In our next episode, we'll begin assembling the Gunblade handle by gluing the pieces we prepared. I hope you join me then.